All right. Hello, we are Critical Misconduct. We're going to try this again because, 2 weeks ago it was a complete and utter failure. Tons of problems with Fantasy Grounds and how things were running. Still having issues, so resorting back to Roll20 again to make sure that it actually works. Because in the end, what does it matter if it doesn't work? So, just making sure that the stream is good and ready to go. Everything is working. So does anybody have any news or anything going on that we'd like to discuss beforehand?
We're sleeping with the devil, I feel like. Going back to Roll20.
Well, we can only
Devil
do...
you know.
Hey, if the devil puts out.
Exactly.
Into the kingdom.
Times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, the devil. The sad truth. Okay, so...
404 player not fun.
Yeah.
What?
On the
Is
Twitch
Derek
stream. On the
Really,
Twitch
really low
stream.
for anyone else?
Say again?
Is Derek's volume really, really low to anyone else?
Oh, that's just because I'm away from my bike.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind.
Yeah, he's just a distance away. With his makeshift stand.
Hey, if you like a tutorial, I can send you one.
So
Costs $1.50.
So we're going to retcon things a little bit from right back to where we left off about 4 weeks ago, where the Raven was suddenly attacked by a creature. And we're going to go from there. So I want everyone to roll for initiative.
See if I remember how to do that.
Didn't we have to click on our characters?
Yeah, you have to highlight your character.
I'm on the big world map right now.
Oh, yeah, that might... See, this is why I'm so
As
far away.
am I.
Ah, there we go.
Shabbat.
There we go.
There we are. So you might want to re-roll initiative and highlight your character.
Could you please
eye.
tell us which is which? I can tell which ones we need to... I don't know which one is me.
You're the
Yeah, I
one.
know which one I am.
Kidding me.
You're the one in blue, and I didn't think about your color blindness. What color? I mean, you don't see green and blue very well, right?
Yeah, there's 3 that look like they're blue.
Okay. I'm gonna change yours.
Make them like yellow or something.
I think I got the bong. He's carrying, or the bar.
Yeah,
He's
there you
carrying El Kabong. There we go.
Whoa, that one
Yeah.
disappeared. Where am I at? I'm looking at-
You are right here.
Oh,
Technical difficulties.
Am I the midget here? I'm the midget. Okay.
You are the midget because that's the only figure I could find. Because
That's hilarious.
he's the biggest one you guys are, but I can't resize it.
Second biggest. If Chris is in his true form. But yes, still hilarious.
Okay.
he is heavier than me.
Yes.
I remember
That is true. He's wider.
that.
You guys have seen what my armor does when I enter a rage, haven't you?
No.
Oh.
This is our first combat, I think.
He's a transform.
He's a transformer.
Well, for initiative.
Yes. Yeah. Gonna be fun. Yeah. I said, oh, I did that out loud, didn't I?
No, oh.
I love that I went from an 18 to a 5.
Wow, my rolls are really super slow.
Okay, there.
Maybe they're just misunderstood.
Maybe.
I got everybody in there, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Raven is going to
Just 1 minute.
go for stealth.
Of course, I'm having issues with the sheets not doing what I'm telling them to. So bear with me for a minute. I need to do this. Go to character sheet.
Oh, I guess I can't, because that ugly thing is right in front.
Because for some reason... stupid.
Man, that is good.
Okay. And then finally... Okay. So, it gets a sneak attack. Not really necessarily a sneak attack, but at least an attack on you. Glenn, as it comes out of nowhere. And let's make sure this goes from descending order. It is going to go ahead and attack you. An 8, does it hit you?
No, sir.
No, sir. Next is Victus. You see this winged, weathered, leathery winged, almost like pink-skinned creature with like teeth that go around a rounded mouth. It's just teeth all the way around, and it looks like it was trying to attach itself to your
That is
friendly rogue.
unacceptable. And I shall,
Oh, hey,
for
Aaron.
my usual exclaim, Rage!
It did skip me, just so you know.
What?
After Tony's done, it did skip me in the turn order.
Yeah.
I don't know why it did. Next time, you'll go right after him because you both rolled the same.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, so you rage, and what do you do?
I reckless attack with advantage. and,
Okay.
and for 10 points of damage.
Holy shit.
Oh, it calculates rage damage now for us too. Nice.
Yeah. And you kill the thing.
Oh, fuck that thing.
Yeah, fuck that thing in general. Jesus.
I scream, victory!
I casually shake off the ugly bug guts that have now the front of my outfit.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn, Tony?
It is.
Glenn, what do you do?
I look at the group and I say, well, now that that's over, let's hope it all goes as easy. So, how far do I see ahead?
Let me check to make sure you actually have that built. You should, and you don't. You have, you don't have night vision, do you?
I do, yeah. But I just wanted to make sure. I mean, I can see that there is 2 paths, one to the left and one to the right.
Yes, that's what you see.
And then, okay. So, friends, left or right?
All right, next in the turn order.
Wait, do I actually? That's all I said.
I know.
I can move, right?
You can move. Where would you like to move?
That's why I was waiting for the rest of the group.
Mm.
Can they say anything to me? Are they allowed to?
You ask that.
Oh, okay.
As you turn around towards them.
And I casually point off to the right as I'm saying. So, okay. And I'm done. Since apparently that's all I could do. So, let's do this.
Another one comes flying up and goes at your face again. You weren't paying attention.
That's what I say to that. Whoa!
That's a 24.
Yes, that hits.
As it goes down, you take 10 points of damage. And it attaches to you.
Oh, that hurts.
Mm-hmm. And that's the end of its turn. It is now Vanita's turn.
Well, she,
Hey, Aramith, how's it going?
So, if I were said Vanitas, I would make a rash decision and decide to run up, and in my bad thievery warlockiness, I'm going to chill touch this thing.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see.
That hits. Jesus.
She's a better warlock than a thief.
Or a wall climber.
Come on. Why is it? Do the damage, you piece of shit!
Can we put a random drain pipe in this dungeon? Just because I want to see her be a great spoilian.
Do you want me to hit
Okay.
the damage?
Yeah, it's not working.
All right, 7 necrotic as it just drops dead, still hanging on to you. Half frozen.
Again.
It's just clung onto you as it was like
Kinda
slowly
gross.
draining you of blood. As you hear a flapping of wings come flying around, you suddenly see another one, and this one hits, goes from above you right onto Vanitas, and is going to go ahead and to attack her. Does a 12 hit her?
No.
No. She quickly moves to the side. Both of them are dead. It is Nun's turn, or Blue's turn.
No name.
Right. I will go ahead and attack this one on the far right side there
Mm-hmm.
with frostbite. Has to make a constitution
Of
save.
course it does. A 12.
Okay, so it takes 6 damage and has disadvantage on its next attack.
It doesn't matter. It kills it as
Oh,
it
well, there you
drops
go.
and falls. Just and it shatters in like millions of pieces on the ground. Nort, it is your turn.
I'm gonna roll for stealth.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Jesus.
And I'm gonna head off towards the right
Okay.
corridor.
Okay.
I think I get that's 25.
You have 30 feet of movement.
Yeah.
You have dark vision, right?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the whole party has dark vision this time.
Jesus.
That's what he affectionately calls, "Here, kitty, kitty."
Mm-hmm. As you move up and get around the corner, you see this large, like, gooey thing in the distance just ahead, and you see it slowly moving, and you see like a skull and bones inside of it just ahead of you.
Down that corridor, or
Oh
or
yeah.
down that. I don't see an icon or anything. That's what I see. About where that blue circle is.
Yeah, you see it right about there.
I'm gonna hunter's mark him.
Okay.
Hunter's mark.
Hunter's mark.
And then I still can attack, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you just moved your normal 30 feet.
Yeah.
30 attack. Yeah. I'll shoot him with an arrow.
Go ahead. A 15 hits.
Sweet.
And it just sticks right through, but it doesn't look like it's really affecting it that much. It's really hard
Why?
to tell.
Let's see.
All right. Is that the
Oh,
end of your
okay.
turn?
Yeah, that's just not.
Oh, plus another point for Hunter's Mark?
Yeah, I was looking up the spell because I didn't have it, but it worked out. But it's still gooey, I assume. 1 point isn't going to help the
Yeah,
gooiness.
it just kind of goes and goes through, but it's really odd. All right, next in turn is the Piper. Piper,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
The one who piped.
Oh, did my
alright.
arrow go through it, or did my arrow get stuck in it?
It's currently in it.
Excellent.
God. As a bonus action, I'm gonna tell Tony that his armor looks really pretty, and give him some inspiration.
Thank you. So pretty.
Oh,
It's very shiny.
Might just enrage him.
The key is to only polish it with the blood and tears of your enemy.
Better to enrage than engorged.
I'm gonna move, and
Okay, as you move, suddenly out of nowhere, comes up and attacks you. You didn't see it. You didn't ask. So 22 hit you?
oh yeah, that hits.
Okay, it hits you. And you take 7 piercing damage as it just starts sucking on the side of you, and it's just holding on to you right now.
All right.
This just fucks on the side of you.
Can I still attack? I still had an action left.
Yeah, you can go ahead and attack. I just readied that action because, you know,
Yeah.
no one's doing perception checks. They're just kind of going through and like,
Stabby McStabbersons.
yeah.
I'm going.
And you
I'm
walk
gonna
right
tell
into
it.
its thing.
I'm gonna tell it that I never thought I would be this offended by having a giant taint on my face.
Okay. I have to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Yeah, he fails that with a 2.
He takes a whopping 3 psychic damage from my fiery insults,
And
and
you insulted him to death.
yes.
Now he's just hanging there on the side of you where he's latched.
Oh, we're all at full health, by the way.
We were.
No,
Not, I am not now.
Make sure you're up. I don't care about being full health on Roll20. I do care about being on full health on D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
adjust health there.
Gotta keep the old sidebar up for the fans.
Yep. All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, action, bonus action. Yeah, that's all I can do this round.
Okay. Next is the gelatinous cube.
I'll pay you to stop making that sound.
As it's getting closer and closer. and sees you, and it's heading your way. Next is the Raven. Actually, you know what? He's going to come right up to you because I didn't think about it. He can double move. If that's all his action is, and that's what this creature would do.
Squishy.
Gonna run up on you.
Right up on you. All right, Raven, what's she doing?
Hide your kids.
Do I notice anything? Do I recognize anything about this gelatinous creature? It seems a little off, or that I may.
I want you to make a perception check, even if you recognize it, because right now you're kind of dealing with different things.
You still have a thing attached to you.
Oh, okay. I probably should. Okay.
I got this thing attached to me. Let me do a perception check to see.
Sorry, I forgot about
Can I
that.
do anything
But I
instead?
will be nice. Go with what I said.
With advantage or disadvantage?
No, with disadvantage, because I figured it's face, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a distance away. You can't really see what the hell's going on. You've seen all these creatures come at each other. You've seen everybody going after each other, and this is a little crazy.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna take out my blade and do what I do best. Not try to stab myself in the face.
Mhm. Who are you attacking?
The thing on my face.
Oh, they're already dead.
It's dead.
He's just hanging there like a dead body. Just it's like a
Attached to you.
leech just attached to you.
It's
Oh.
a decorative corpse.
I guess I'm gonna keep it like a fancy beard. And,
It's just a fancy beard.
let me rifle through. I am trying to figure out where all my shit's at.
Feeling like the roses someone gave you on your birthday deathbed?
Birthday deathbed. Thanks, Tony. Now I'm gonna do something.
All a part of my evil plan.
All right. I am going to use my action to notch an arrow. I'm going to throw some oil on it and get it ready to fire.
Are you readying an action just to, like, if somebody should run by or anything like that?
Yeah, because I'm assuming I can't notch an arrow, cover it in oil, light it, and shoot it all at the same time, correct?
You could probably, that would take your whole action to do that, like you're putting oil on it and lighting it on fire and then notching it.
Okay.
That's probably
That's
going to
what
be
I'm
your
doing.
action.
Then I am good.
Then probably in your next turn you could probably do something with it.
That is what I'm doing.
Okay. Victus.
So are all these other Sturges dead now?
Yeah, those Sturges are dead.
Do I recognize what this thing is?
Do a nature check.
Shoot, still have advantage on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too difficult. They're pretty common. These things are called Sturges. What you know about them is that they're much like vampire bats. They'll cling on to like a creature, and
I was
just
talking about the cube.
oh, you can't see that thing. You have no idea that's there at this point.
Oh, okay.
Only Nort does at this point.
All right. Are any of these Sturges living?
I'll let you go ahead and do a perception check. These things are relatively tiny, so they're hard to find. And they could
Does
be.
he see the one attached to my face?
Yeah. Yeah, you see the couple that are dead, and you swear you hear at least one, maybe up high, but you don't see them.
All right. Well, do I see the one attacking Brandon?
They're all dead, but you
It's just dangling off my face.
it's just dangling
Okay.
off his face. Face
And out of
dangle.
instinct, I will move to protect the bard.
Okay, as you do that, unfortunately, I need you to. You didn't have a. As you move forward, you're going to take an opportunity attack. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah, 22 will hit me.
All right.
Those suckers are accurate.
6 points of piercing damage as it just clings onto your armor, and it tries to suck on it, but there's nothing there, so it's a little weirded out by the whole thing.
So, then 3 points of damage because I'm raging, right?
Yeah, so, 3 points of piercing damage as it just clings onto you and just... But it's sucking on nothing. I mean, like, and it's kind of like, what the fuck is that? You know, for any creature, if it had any sense of, like, intelligence, it would be like, what the hell is this? Just to give you an idea, it has an intelligence of 2. I mean, this thing is they're idiotic.
I say star fucker.
As it tries, as it takes 3 points of damage from you from just getting through that armor and just with its teeth.
Yeah. I guess I'll reckless attack it then, because that's what it do.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Don't even bother. You kill it. You don't have to put damage down. There's no reason.
God.
These things are not that powerful. I just wanted to be an annoyance.
All right.
There are far worse things here.
Awesome. I think.
Just doing some cleanup. Vanitas, it's your turn.
Okay. Shoo. Shooby-dooby-doo. What ones are not, or are alive? Are the face suckers?
As far as you know, there's no others alive that you can tell.
Okay. Perception check to see if I see any last.
Okay, go ahead.
My God, perception is terrible. Wonder if she's.
All right. You don't hear like those wings flapping. You don't hear anything up in the ceiling or anything. It's about a 20-foot ceiling at this point.
Okay.
You do hear like this in the distance of where Nort was running to.
Okay. I will look at this ugly gelatinous thing and just say, "Hey, ugly gelatinous thing, take this." Crap.
That actually hits.
Oh.
Okay. As this, she starts throwing this stuff out there, and this green, like, energy comes throwing out, and just hits this what you see is like basically like skulls and bones and maybe like armor or something in there. Just kind of just hitting it as the Eldritch Blast hits through this green energy. And it lights up Nort's face as this green energy is around him. And he's turning to the side because the heat is just really strong. And now it is Blue's turn, or Nun's turn. He who has not yet been named.
Yeah, the man with no name. I will move forward, stepping on top of the bodies.
Squish.
Standing over the corpses of our enemy.
Do I see this giant blob? I've got night vision.
You see the figures and all the bones and skeletons there, but you don't really see the... You're not close enough to see like this gooey stuff or anything like that. You just kind of like see these what looks like skeletons.
I see who, like, in this immediate area in front of me, did I see anyone take a hit?
Oh, it looks like everyone was just about hit by these creatures at one point in time, except maybe you.
Okay. Anybody looking rough? Or just, like, lightly hit?
Glenn's taking the most damage, and then I follow.
Yeah, if I'm seeing Glenn's hurt, I'm going to go ahead and toss him.
What are you doing?
Healing Glenn.
With the healing word. All right, Glenn, you get 5 points of healing back at you. And is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonus action stuff, so, yep.
Yep. Nort's turn.
I'm gonna attack him. I'm gonna attack the Q with my short sword, but I'm gonna attack through him. So I'm gonna try to charge through him while attacking.
Okay.
This is only gonna go well.
Sure.
And also try to grab my arrow while I'm going through.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack. A 14 hits. Go ahead and take roll for damage. Plus the 1d6, right? So 6 points. As you stab, you slice through, and you start pushing in. I need you to make a will save.
I forget where that's at in roll 20.
Actually, no, I'm not going to say will save. I'm going to say you need to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay. As you do, you try to go into it. It doesn't really help. You kind of bounce back from it, and you take 5 points of, as you're trying to push your arm in, you take 5 points of acid damage as it just starts burning away at your flesh and your armor in your hand, because you put your arm into it. trying to get through. What I'm trying to say is that's a really dumb fucking idea.
I don't know. And, like, even if I would have done a perception check, I wouldn't know what it was. Like,
Yeah.
my arrow got stuck. Thought I might be able to go through it.
Now he knows it burns.
Now I know it burns.
burns.
And I'm not a
That's-
sleepless person unknown anymore.
Yeah. As you pull out your arm, you just see this sizzling and it's like steam coming off your hand as it's just like bubbling on your skin and the fur is just slowly falling off.
Oh, Kitty's gonna have mange.
You were not able to get the arrow back,
Oh, duh.
but at least you rolled well enough not to be stuck in it.
Yeah.
Hey.
Take your victories where you can get them.
Yeah. Next is the Piper's turn.
Uh,
You have something hanging up your face.
you know what? I don't know if this thing can hear, so I'm going to point at Tony, and then I'm gonna mime fisting. And even though I don't know if it can hear, I'm gonna make that noise like if you shoved your hand in a mayonnaise jar.
Oh, you mean the
You know-
noise that Aaron was just making himself?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna step behind Tony. Oh yeah, and I'm obviously doing vicious mockery again.
On the creature? What's the distance
on the
it?
cube.
Okay. What's the distance on vacation? 60 feet. So, okay.
Yeah.
DC Wisdom save. It's not a very wise thing. A 9.
Clearly.
So it takes 3 points as you see the thing just kind of jiggles like jello for a second. And you swear, if it had tears, it would cry. And what does it do? What does also Vicious Mockery do?
Oh, you get disadvantage on your next attack.
Alright. Keep me,
Yeah, you're good. It's only the next round, and
Okay.
you're coming up next. So
The next round. You're being engulfed.
Oh.
And Derek's not even here to be engulfed. Oh, there he is. Hi, Derek. You're being engulfed.
does disadvantage do anything, or that's only if you're attacking?
That's only if I'm attacking and he's just moving
Yeah.
into the space. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Alright. You make it. Choose not to be pushed, suffers a...
So he can either be pushed back or pushed to the side.
Yeah, so you got pushed to the side as it just goes right down, trying to get you to eat you more or less.
Got a taste and it likes the flavor.
Most people like to taste the cat.
Heard it makes a wonderful Voodoo Guy pan.
As you take another 3 points of acid damage as it pushes against you and you get out of the way, but you still take acid damage from it as it's pushing up against you. And that is the end of its turn. Raven, it is your turn.
You're muted, Glenn.
Thank you. I'm going to launch my fire arrow. As soon as I can find it, go. Wait for it, and
Wait
There we
for
go.
it.
Okay, 19 hits. And then add a 1d4 for the fire.
1d4.
Your sneak attack damage was shit. 6, 7, 8. 8 points of damage to it. Okay.
Oh, intense.
Victus. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, Victus, it is your turn. I don't know
Right.
what you're percepting there, Tony.
Oh, I'm accepting if I see that the fire was the way to damage it.
It looks like it went out. You can't tell if it really did any damage or not.
Sorry, checking.
Is the music still faint, guys, that you can't hear it?
I can hear it just fine.
Okay. Just
I mean,
making
I
sure.
barely hear it. It's very like background white noisy to me.
Okay, it's super loud for me. That's why I'm just double checking. So if it's loud for me, it's probably loud for everyone else.
Actually, it just
I haven't unmuted the Twitch stream to see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
hmm. So what I would like to do is light an oilskin on fire, throw that to the gelatinous cube.
You want to? You have this? You have like oil or something?
Yeah, it's in my pack of
Okay.
torches.
All right. You're gonna throw with disadvantage though, because this is not a normal thing. You know, it's not a normal thing to just.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not a.
Oh. Huh.
You're not proficient in tossing a bag full of stuff that you basically made a cocktail, you know, Molotov cocktail, and you're gonna throw it, and you could, because this will probably be an area of effect, you could hit Nord.
Right, I'm gonna aim for the backside of the.
Okay, go ahead. You can go ahead and do that, but you're gonna have disadvantage on the throw.
All right, and shall I just throw a javelin and
I
pretend that?
remember names.
Just roll a d20, since you don't have any advantage on it.
Yeah, you have no
So it's just going to be a flat
proficiency.
d20. Yeah.
Yeah.
A 12. So a 12 does hit the thing.
Awesome.
I need you to roll 2d6, but the
like there's a
effect
bot
is
in
going
there.
to a hit.
Yep, there you go.
I'm going
So
to quickly draw.
Tossing it.
Yeah, it's going to hit, basically, you're going to hit, but it's going to be like that. As it bounces off the thing, and it actually basically like shatters, but it hits everything, and it's going to hit him as well. Regardless,
Sorry,
because it's just the spread.
Right. So you said 2d6.
2d6. Derek, you can take a dexterity saving throw for half damage if you can get out of the way. Yeah, you do not with a 1. Oh.
Sorry, bro.
You take 8 points of fire damage as your clothes and your other armor are suddenly on fire. You already had acid damage. Now you have fire as you are just becoming just the smell of burnt fur.
Oh, I was gonna say, now the whole corridor smells like burnt hair.
As you take 8 points of damage. But so did the gelatinous cube.
So did the cube.
Not great for Nort. It is now Vanita's turn. And you're muted again, Glenn.
It skipped me again?
No, you already took your turn
Okay.
at the beginning.
All
So
right.
now it's Vanita's
Nope,
turn.
sorry. It just felt like there was a lot passed in that time. And it was just one person. Okay, she
Mm-hmm.
is noticing that our friend is inside, correct?
He is not inside it. He got pushed out of the way, so he's still beside it.
Okay. Then she will have no trouble in just missing his face. And I'll just blast to the jello monster.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, that hits.
Damn.
1. Wow.
Reagan, when you eventually watch this, your character still sucks it.
1 point of damage as the Eldritch Blast hits him.
Oh, I mean, spirited, huh?
In fairness, at least this warlock hits their Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
That's
went
because a 10 is hitting. That is the only
That's
reason.
fair. That's fair.
Let's be real. The gelatinous cube has an armor class of 6. Okay.
Yeah, with those rolls, she wouldn't be hitting a normal character.
Is that the end of her turn?
That is.
It is now the artist formerly known as Nameless.
No name.
No name.
Have we? Or I wasn't paying attention. I should have. Has anybody hit it with like any cold? No, we've only hit it with like psychic and
Fire. Yeah.
we hit it with fire.
Yes.
Yeah, we hit it with fire.
Not magical fire, but
Fire.
attack
Regular fire. Yeah.
Did
Which
that?
is fire.
Did that
Unfortunately.
seem to hurt it
We haven't frozen it yet.
like
Yeah.
beyond a normal amount?
Do a perception check. You can't seem to tell that if it's hurting them, but you don't know if it's doing more damage than it should.
Okay. Since we already tried that, I am going to try other side of that and attack it with frostbite again. Or well, first time for this guy.
Well, it's the only thing it's good at is a Constitution saving throw.
That sucks.
And
And
11
it still
no.
failed.
Still failed. So it takes 5 points of cold damage, and what else does it do?
Disadvantage on its next turn.
Disadvantage.
If it
on
doesn't
its turn?
already have that from random thing.
Yeah. 5.
Oh man, in this one turn, it's been burned twice.
It's still actively on fire, and as long as it's in this area, it's going to stay on fire, because that's what Molotov's cocktails do.
I was gonna say, yeah, it is actively on fire.
Yes.
Kind of like a damage over time, but it's not a spell.
Yeah. Nort, it is your turn. What are you doing?
Well, since you say that,
This
I'm aware
area,
that I'm
this
still
area,
actively
this
burning.
yeah, this
I'm
area
gonna-
in and around this area is a shit ton of fire.
I'm gonna hit him with my short sword.
While on fire. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You hit it.
Scanners.
10 points.
Yep. And then I'm gonna get the fuck out.
Because you stayed and attacked first, and then moved. I'm sorry to say.
I know I'm gonna be burning still.
You take 1 point of fire damage.
I'm addressing that.
Like if you had moved out first, it would have been better.
Well, I wanted to hit him first.
Yeah. And technically,
I'm gonna burn. It's gonna be worth it. Damn it.
yeah, and technically, you are still on fire, and you'll have to take a turn to put yourself out, since
But I was
'Cause you're hot.
gonna like roll on the ground, but I guess that would be an action.
that would be an action.
Either way, you're
Well-
taking an action.
I'm gonna hit him and run out of the way, and then continue to burn for a while.
Yes, you will. It is now the
Burn, kitty, burn.
It's now the Piper's turn.
I got 10 points of damage for it. It's all right. I feel satisfied.
So,
I have literally nothing that's effective against a gelatinous cube, so... also don't hate my party enough to cast Thunder Wave.
I've also thought about using that myself.
So I am gonna cast Vicious Mockery and tell it that I can't come up with more of a sick burn than literal burning.
Again, it's wisdom with a 9.
wow.
It is miserable.
Well, I'm glad I've made it sad.
You made it even sadder. It's probably the saddest
Burning
gelatinous cube you have ever seen. It is still on fire, and it's going to take 1d6 fire damage since it really can't roll around and get rid of the fire.
Yeah, it's just gotta be on fire.
The oils and everything are absorbing in.
It's having a bad day.
It takes 2 more points of damage. As this actively on fire gelatinous cube moves over, and you need to make, Derek, again, a dex save throw. It pushes you against the wall over to here. The fire and acid is just burning you.
Should we put him out?
As you take another 3 points of acid and mixed fire damage at this point, as it pushes you farther and farther. It's moving out of the fire, but still in the fire, as it's getting closer and closer to you again. It is now top of the turn order. Raven. Derek's got to be hurting. It's like it was like he's just being chipped away, chipping away at his health, man.
He's not looking good. Put it that way. He's really lucky he picked Ranger.
All right. Seeing that, I hate to admit that I have a soft spot for the kitty, but I'm gonna see if I can get some distance between kitty and our cube.
Okay.
Yippee!
By
Derek had plenty of chance to run completely the opposite direction, but he just kept wanting to get close.
Will this work?
You just elevate it up into the air.
The cube.
You want to do it
Not
to
there.
to the cube. How big is a cube? Okay, so as you go and do that, what do I have to make?
Constitution.
Yeah, as I say, a Constitution.
It's the one thing he's good at. An 11. Does that beat it?
No.
All right.
No, it's her spell modifier.
Well,
I would hope
this
hers
is the
is higher
Raven
than-
doing it.
No, this is Raven.
Oh, ouch. Usually those Rachels are like 10.
Shoot. Where am I gonna find?
It's gonna be in your race thing.
What would be his?
What are you, an air thing?
Yeah, he's his Constitution is +2.
Problem is, it doesn't have it in the spell. Oh, the con is 12. Sorry,
Oh.
DC is 12.
All right, so he fails, and this gelatinous cube starts hovering into the air.
On fire.
How large? What?
Up to 500 pounds.
Up to 500 pounds. Jesus.
I don't know how heavy a gelatinous cube is.
Well, it is a large ooze.
The character sheet does not say how heavy it is.
Well, I'm going to have rule of fun and say that yes, this gelatinous cube is now in the air and is being hovered up 20 feet in the air.
And it's still on.
And is suspended in place there. Victus, it is your turn.
The cat's still on fire.
The cat is still on fire, yes.
Right. I will douse him with water. Put him out.
You will probably lose your rage in doing so. I don't think I've ever seen, unless you are a higher level barbarian that has like the perpetual rage technique, you'll probably lose rage if you're not attacking.
Yeah, you would be. Yeah, you have to actively attack.
Yeah, or be attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you'll lose your rage.
All right. Well,
And remember, after a rage, I believe you get an exhaustion point too.
Yeah.
It is the negatives of being in a rage.
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 yeah. Then
On the
Fire.
plus side, it's a hovering on cube on fire.
Yes, it is a hovering cube on fire.
so should I throw more fire at it?
You could probably go up and attack it because, well, it can't move now.
Oh, okay. Then
If you have the
I'll just,
spaces to move, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, you
I
do.
will-
You're right there.
Yeah, I will. Hey, that's not supposed to happen. Here it goes. And yeah, I'll reckless attack him.
It can't do anything. It can't move now. It has to have the ground. It's like a slug.
Cool.
He's gonna attack anyway. Fuck.
Oops.
Well, either way you hit, because it has an armor class of 6.
Oh, cool.
2 rage points, so 15 points of...
Yeah.
You see that it is slowly deteriorating as this liquid is just plopping down onto the ground. It's not much left of it. Vanitas.
She is going to
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
She's gonna do what every warlock ever does.
Come on, Eldritch.
That hits.
Did she do something?
So, Derek and Tony, I want you to make dexterity saving throws.
Yeah. Yeah. House rules.
Well, this is something different. I want you to
Uh-oh.
make a dex saving throw here, both of you. Preferably not with advantage, Victus.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Go ahead on the attack. Oh!
No. Nort, you get out of the way, but you still take 4 points of acid damage as the thing explodes in many pieces. You take a full 8 points of damage, Victus, but goes down to 4 because you're still raging. But it is now gone in pieces as you see some metal armor and pieces of skeleton everywhere.
I inspect the armor to see if any of it's useful.
I put the cat out.
I start while everybody else is doing stuff, casting mend over and over again to patch up any burnt pieces of clothing on the cat.
What is the components of mending?
It's a cantrip. I could just. It's,
I just want to know what it is because I figured.
Let's see.
I think I'm going to
Mend is 2 lodestone.
flip the fuck out with so many people touching me.
I don't need to touch you for this. I'm just mending your clothing.
I just see this imagery of these 2 stones like on strings, and he's batting it.
It's like those old school clackers, like the 2 giant marbles just bouncing off each other.
As you're being put out, who put you out?
I'm putting him out.
You're putting him out. Very smelly kitty. It's now.
Yeah, I
Can't help you with that.
after I pull my cloak back off of him, I smell it and I'm slightly upset.
Yeah, wet, burned cat.
Also acid wash.
Yeah. You know, smelly cat. Smelly cat. What are they feeding you? It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
El gato olioso.
All right. Well, you're looking pretty bad, Derek. So I hate to burn a spell slot, but here you go. I'm gonna have to touch you though.
I'm gonna have to touch you.
Good touch.
It's a good touch. Yeah, just let it happen. It's a good touch.
Just don't touch his belly. Just don't touch his belly.
Bad touch.
Meow.
All right, and it gets quiet.
Yeah, it does. Meow.
Yeah.
Don't forget to give you your 8 hit points, Derek.
Meow.
Start scratching him behind the ear.
Oh yeah, I walk up and pet him behind his ears. That's how I heal him. We're gonna retcon that.
He's like, son of a bitch.
Tear his hand up. All right, which way are you guys going?
I roll for stealth first.
I'm gonna roll for stealth as well.
Why not?
I guess everyone else is doing it.
Yeah, alright, I guess. Let's see if the rest of our averages can help Tony here.
All right, while you guys are doing that, I'll be right back.
Yeah, stealth rolls go. I didn't do so bad.
Yeah, you're better than me. Got the lowest one so far, but really 13's not terrible, so.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Whenever I roll for stealth, I just picture my guy with a can of WD-40 going.
He's got little like furry slippers that he puts on over his metal feet.
Yeah. He's literally like fashioned bear hides into little slippers.
I call them my stealth shoes.
That's canon.
I missed the cannon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony has fur slippers that he puts on when he's trying to be stealthy.
No advantage. It's just.
No, it's just
Giant
a pair
fur
of
slippers.
fur moccasins, basically.
Yeah.
All right, and which way are you guys going?
Uh, let's go to the right. We killed the thing to the right,
Right.
so I say right. After the fire burns out. Actually, you know what? Let's take a short rest and wait for the fire to go.
Yeah,
I think.
that'd be great.
Do I have that ability? No, I don't.
Yeah, let's take a short rest.
To put the fire out.
Where's my Oh shit! I forgot to add my Song of Rest.
Was there anything worthwhile hovering in the cube?
Go ahead and do a perception check for me. Really not a whole lot that you can see. It looks like if there was anything, it's rusted through and the acid has gotten to him. So you don't really see anything at this point.
You know what? I'm nippy. I probably want to see what was in the cube too. I'd probably still fail.
It would probably be an investigation, not a perception.
Oh yeah, that's true. Not much better,
How
but
many
better.
hit points do you get back for short rest?
It depends on your hit
Hit
dice.
dice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can use all your hit dice if you need to.
There's one per level, so you have 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, word.
And it depends
And
on your
also-
class. And I think you're
Yeah,
a one. You see a 1d8.
Yeah, he's a 1d8. Or no, he's a ranger. It's a 1d10.
Yeah, probably a 10. I think the only ones that are D8s are like sorcerers.
It's warlock, bard, and sorcerer, and then wizard is 6, right?
Is that only a 6? Oh, ugh.
Yeah, wizard's really fragile.
Oh no, he is a d10.
Yeah, that's what I would think, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you can use 2 if you want, or just use 1.
Wait, here's my, before you guys decide to use another dice. There's my Song of Healing for you as well.
Another 3 points. And you guys all get that, I believe.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
gets that.
I'm going to go ahead and use Natural Recovery to gain my spell slot back, too.
Okay, so during that time, the fire does go out. And it does get quiet again. What do you guys want to do?
Keep on going up and to the right.
Up and to the right?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, so this.
Yeah.
So, as you guys go up and to the right, do not quote the map here because it's actually much larger and much deeper.
Yeah, that was actually a decent, that's what he said moment.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it was.
we missed it.
It takes you a good. You're heading down this cave, and the water seems to be finally like leveling out or leaving entirely in this dry area. My goodness. She's excited about Daddy.
How long do you think our short rest was?
It could be up to an hour.
Yeah.
So I would probably not have Hunter's Mark anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely passed. So as you guys are climbing upward, it feels like for a good 45 minutes. The water is receding out a little bit. You do constantly hear a little bit of dripping here and there because it is a cave. So you do. Everything seems to be relatively quiet. A little too quiet. For too long. Soon, though, you do come up to a new part of the cave, and it seems that it is narrowing a bit. Who is leading the way?
Or Iron Shield, however you want to specify.
I will, since I rolled successful stealth, and I can sneak attack.
Yeah, let the rogue go first, and then you can follow Tony.
Okay.
As long as you're there to protect.
All right. So I'm going to move you guys a little bit to another
Yeah.
map. We're going to try something a little bit new.
Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, doesn't it? Why did it only do one person? Excuse me.
Only selected one player, bro.
Well, I highlighted all of you, though. That's what's fucking weird.
Fucking weird.
Fucking weird.
Fucking weird.
Savannah, we're in here.
All right. So you guys are currently out of combat. So the reason I do this is because the map itself right there is so tiny that we'd be better off to giving you guys a better view, a better idea. So as you can see on the map here, I have two other sides. I have out of combat in both ends and long range, close range, and melee in the center. So we can keep kind of an idea of where you guys all are. If anybody is like flanking each other, things like that within combat. Close, long range, and out of combat. So it makes, visually we can see it, and with that many people, I don't always have to be making maps. We can use this as a way of arranging and figuring things out. So hopefully it will work out to the better for you guys.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right. So, as you guys we're getting up to this part of the cave where it's narrowing a bit. Who is leading the way? Glenn, you said?
The rogue.
The rogue?
Yeah.
Rogue, I need you to make a perception check for me. Okay. As you are going up there,
Should be with advantage if I'm in stealth. Would it matter?
not when you're in stealth, no.
Okay.
You're getting up there, and you swear you hear some rustling, and you see, as you're getting up closer, you see webbing just start developing as you see, like the walls are narrowing. It's not narrowing because of the stone, as you first thought, but it's all this webbing coming around and narrowing the hole. What do you do?
That's funny. You know what?
Do I see where it is originating from?
It's on the other side of that narrow hole there.
Oh, so it's not on my side. Okay.
No.
So it's basically what I'm seeing is like stone being on the other side.
You hear rustling and movement on the other side, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
How close are my party members?
Well,
Right behind you.
that's really up to them, really. Where are they?
Okay. There's a large part of me that just wants to set it on fire, watch it all burn.
You're actually.
You could do that.
Do it, as long as it's not me again.
Don't
All
burn
right.
the kid.
I'm stealthing right now, so I will go up and see if I can put a precision on the dagger.
So what are you doing?
Going up to the hole,
Okay.
slicing a small part with my dagger.
All right. Are you doing this stealthily?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Yeah, and our internet.
that I can do.
Is just got it,
Let's
just-
here. Stealth.
You go up slowly as you take your knife and you just peel away at the webbing and cut it off.
No, no, and then it'll be
What do you do now?
never use it.
I look through. Do I see anything?
Go ahead and do a perception check. Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah.
As you peer through, it's as if you look through and you just see
Look at the number. I don't like that. Like I just
what looks like 5
that number.
large spiders. Huge spiders. And they seem to be crawling on the ceiling and all around there.
Okay.
They don't seem to see you at this point.
You save.
Okay. I choose to return to the and let them know what I saw and see if we can put together a game.
My plan is to kill them all.
So I'm gonna ask Glenn if they look like this, and I'm gonna change into a giant wolf.
That disturbed me.
And since Glenn's muted and I don't know if something's going on, can answer. I'm gonna go up and touch some of the webbing while in wolf spider form and use web sense to know the exact location of any other creature in contact with the same web.
Yeah, you know exactly where they all are.
How many do I sense?
5.
I hold up 5 of my 8 legs.
You're like standing on your 2 back legs with one leg.
Well, one front one and like one back one, yeah.
Is
Like-
he dancing?
Basically tripoding while holding up the other 5.
Well, I could have told you that. I saw 5.
Were you being stealthy about it, Chris?
Yeah, I guess I'd probably have to roll another stealth roll.
Yeah, roll.
Specifically that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Stealth plus 5, so I'm just gonna roll a d20. How do I do that? Slash roll. Is it space 1d20? It's been a while. So 17.
So 17.
Yeah.
As you touch the webbing, you touch the webbing and you sense the 5, and you swear one of them turned and started going towards you.
Oh yeah. Oh, you should. Yeah. No, I get it.
Okay. I can't say anything, so I just back up a couple steps and prepare myself. Man, the difficulty of not being able to talk to your party. It's really clicking in now.
So you sense that one is moving closer to you since you're touching the webbing. You feel that.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I take a couple steps back from the webbing and just kind of prepare myself. I'll point like back at the group and then at the webbing just in case anyone actually understands me. Like
I would have to say everyone would have to do some sort of intelligence check or to understand what you're doing.
that is completely fair.
What do you? What's
I'm motioning, like I'm pointing at the group with one of my legs and then at the webbing, but that's it. Basically making hand signals that they're coming or something's coming, but a giant spider doing this.
It's a little difficult.
Yes.
Brandon, you know something's wrong, Brandon, but that's really it.
It's a where's little Timmy and the whale girl moment.
Yeah, it's definitely
Basically.
that. You worried. It's enough to be worried, but that's about all you know.
I relay that something bad is about to happen in and around our vague area.
Someone shit in and around the coats.
Yeah.
So as this is going on, you see one spider come crawling out of the hole, and you...
Reagan gets really scared and she just really hates spiders.
What did she do?
You're cutting in and out a little, Glenn.
Oh, Reagan really hates spiders, so she just throws an Eldritch Blast, doesn't even think about it, and doesn't even consider the fact that Chris is all.
Which one did you hit? Him or
The one coming out of the hole. One that was clearly not our party member that transformed of us.
Oh, okay.
She at least has that much.
Okay. Yeah,
Wherewithal.
it definitely hits.
And she pees herself a little bit in the...
Just a little.
And I want everyone to roll for initiative as the Eldritch Blast hits the spider and it alerts everyone. And Chris, you know they all are aware at this point.
Be like, Nort in form of cat.
Make sure you touch your character.
I touch my character.
I touch it with all 8 legs.
Ew.
Okay.
I selected on it.
So I guess I have to...
Did you see any of those rolls?
Okay. Maybe I'll get a better roll.
Did you see any of those?
Actually, question: would my initiative roll be with my dex or with the spider's dexterity?
I believe you keep. No, actually, I think you take.
You keep your own intelligence,
but you take their dex.
You take their physical attributes. So that would actually be mine is a. I don't know if you can auto adjust me a +3 instead of a +1, so I'm actually at 13.
You're at 13.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
More times.
Instead of 15.
Or sorry, no, I rolled a 15, so 17.
Sorry.
Yes, I can make the adjustment.
I looked at the wrong roll.
Not a 37, but a 17. Okay, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah. Descending. Not descending. Ascending. I thought.
No, you were right the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit, they all rode super well.
Yes, they did.
Literally all the spiders are going first, including me.
Yes.
The spider comes up through the hole and then goes after... Well, it's kind of confused. I'm going to actually do an intelligence check.
Just wave in spider form.
Oh no!
It doesn't seem to
Papa?
recognize
Papa?
you as Chris, as a problem. It just sees another
One
spider.
of us.
One of us. One of us. It isn't an intelligence of -4, so it's not like it's.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is. Thank god. Wait, mine says +0 on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, giant wolf spider has -4 on this one.
Unless that just automatically calculates my intelligence because it's D&D Beyond and it's doing awesome things.
It may.
Actually, it is. It is. That's automatically my intelligence. That's pretty cool, actually. I like it.
I didn't even know it had that as an option, but that's cool.
Yeah, so as long as I selected wild shape for my creatures, when I selected my creatures that was wild shape specifically, I think it automatically calculates based on my intelligence and like wisdom.
Okay, I'm not going to say you guys are no longer out of combat. You are at least close range at this point. Just being fair. What's their speed? It's 40. Yeah, it definitely comes up. And the one that is the loudest, obviously, is Vanita's, who's freaking the shit out. And is going to go ahead and attack with a bite. A 5. Nope. She's just kicking and screaming and kicks it and moves it. And it can't hit her. This one, you see it crawling on the ceiling, comes down and hits you, Nort. So I'm going to say you're right here at this point. I'm just trying to keep within like a combat type ideal within melee. And he's going to go and try to bite you. A 7. Jesus, they're horrible.
Nope.
Nope. As you are moving out of the way.
Opportunity of attack.
These things are coming out of nowhere. And no, you haven't... It's not even your turn yet.
I know. You tried to bite me first.
This one is going to get up into her face. Actually, she's going to go after the bard. Crawling up the ceiling and then weaving down the web, and is going to try to bite you. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Oh. You take 2 points of
Oof.
piercing damage and 8
Jesus
points of poison
Christ.
damage. Actually, you get to make a DC.
What?
It doesn't say. Why doesn't it
It's
say?
well, for me, it's a DC 11 Constitution. I'm not sure what yours is.
Okay, so then I'm guessing it will be an 11.
Yeah, I'm not sure because that might be using my stats again because of D&D
Mhm.
Beyond being amazing.
Well, we're gonna take it. It's not that high. It's not that low. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And that's going to be a Constitution saving throw. Oh, you take the full 8 points of damage, so it's a total of 10 points of damage, 2 piercing, 8 poison.
Martin. I'm very squishy. I would have not gotten in melee range on purpose. Oh god.
It's close quarters. That's why I'm saying you guys
Yeah.
are
I don't
kind
know
of
what
screwed.
the effect of poisoning is.
This one is also going to do an intelligence check.
Disadvantage on attack checks.
On what?
Attack rolls and ability checks
Oh, for the poison?
for an hour.
Fuck.
The target is stable, but well, this is only the target must make a DC on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. If the poison damage reduces the target to 0 points, the target is stable but poisoned for 1 hour, even after regaining hit points and is poisoned. So they first have to hit a hero 0 hit points though.
Okay.
It says 0 hit points. It says if it reduces the target to 0 hit points, they are stable but poisoned for an hour. So even regardless, so they have to hit 0 hit points to hit that.
It's a paralyzing poison.
Right.
Okay.
So this one is going to go ahead and hit Vanitas as well. 13 hitter?
Yes.
Wow, what's her AC?
12.
That sucks.
Oh.
Make a DC 11, con. This is
Do you have like armor Agathis or something?
I bet she does.
I don't know what she took for spell. I guess I can look at her character sheet.
I'm looking at it. She has armor of shadows that she can play, that she can do at will.
That's a hell of a save, though.
The target's base AC becomes 13 plus its dex modifier.
Okay. So it's like mage armor, but for them.
Mm-hmm. So if she can do that, if you want, at will, it's a...
Well, it still eats one of her 2 spell slots, but yes, you can do that.
So it'd be 13
Or I think it does. No.
plus her dex modifier. So 13 plus...
1.
I'm just trying to see what her AC is.
Her current AC is 12. It'd be 14 if he casts that.
Yeah, which would probably save her. Do you want to cast that at will?
Sure.
Okay. So she misses. It misses. It is now Nun's turn.
I am going to turn to Nort and act like I'm going to attack him, and then actually attack the like next to him.
Number 4, spider number 4.
Sure, yeah, the one right in front of him. I'm gonna like act like I'm acting north just to try to keep the, Spider Bro deception up, but I'm gonna roll the. How do
I'm gonna say that the
What's up, Spider Bro?
spider bro. I'm gonna say that the poison that does hit,
Okay.
but the poison is not effective against its same type. I mean,
They're not living with the poison in their damn body at all time.
well, I'm gonna say
it's in a poison sac.
It's in a poison sac, yes, but I don't see them suddenly being paralyzed from their own poison. So I'm gonna say they're gonna have like resistance against it.
You guys have actually made me wonder how this science works.
Well, it just makes sense to me. Like, its own body creates it. Why would it be poisoned against itself? Completely. It would have some resistance.
Yeah, but puncture an intestine, die.
So that's the piercing damage, and then
Because I'll make it do a Constitution saving throw. It made it it has a 20, so it takes half the damage. So 2
plus the 3, so
3.
5 total.
Oh, they actually do build up an immunity over time because there are the circulatory system is connected to that organ that produces the poison, so they get low levels of it and build up. Interesting.
All right, so
Science lesson of the day.
resistance does make sense.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 points of damage then to that one.
Well, it made it so it was half that and half of that, so it would be just
Well, 2 points of poison plus 3 points of piercing.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 points of damage.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now the spider number 3's turn. It's going to come up, and it's going to go after you, Glenn. As it's climbing on the sides, it just goes after you and bites you. Does a 15 hit?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. Oh. All right, you take 4 points of piercing damage and 8 points of poison damage as it just sinks into you, and you feel this venom go into you, and you start, like, your back starts straightening out, and you start feeling really rigid.
Mm.
It is,
That hurts.
it is now the Piper's turn.
I hate to burn another spell slot, but I also don't want to die. So I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on the spider in front of me. And that would be a DC 13.
I love the components of it. Do you guys see what the components are? Tiny tarts and a feather.
Yeah.
It's waved in the air.
Tiny tots, little whores? What?
Yeah, I have to make a saving throw, a wisdom
Yeah,
saving
give me one
throw.
second. I can't remember my. It's a 13.
Derek, you're muted.
17.
Seriously? Fuck you, spider.
Oh, I said for tater tots?
So nothing happens?
Nothing happens. It's a sucker save.
Oh wait, a creature with an intelligence score of 4 or less isn't affected.
Yeah.
His intelligence is 3. Sorry, it doesn't even affect him at all.
Yeah.
So the
Fuck that
spell
spider.
didn't even work. I didn't even have to do a wisdom saving throw. The spider is too dumb for it to be effective.
as a bonus effect, I yell for Tony and give him inspiration to come save me.
Okay, it is now Victus's turn.
I will enter a rage and run over here and lay waste to this one.
Okay. Yeah, that freaking hits.
Points.
Wait, are you doing reckless?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's supposed to be with advantage. Sorry.
Well, no, I'm seeing it already. It's like 1d20 CS greater than 20 plus 3.
That's just because I'm in a rage.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter unless it roll. Go ahead and roll again and see if it gives you a natural 20. If it does, then great. But don't put advantage. Just do another roll.
Okay.
Just to be fair, so you get a chance if you get a natural 20 to do the natural 20. No. Okay, so it takes 10 points of damage. It looks like shit. You took half of its legs. It is just like lomping along.
One does not attack the bard.
It is back to Vanita's turn. It is now Vanita's turn. And you know what I want her to do? I want her to make a wisdom saving throw. Because I think it's appropriate if she's scared shitless of spiders.
When?
Oh, sorry.
It's Vanita's turn. I want her to make a wisdom saving throw to see if she can withstand the horrors of spiders.
Oh, the humanity.
I just can't do it. Oh.
No, she cannot. All she can do now is flee as far as she fucking can on this turn. She's not out of combat, but she's at close range at this point. And she's just like stunned. She's too scared at this point. Nort, it is your turn.
I'm gonna act like I'm attacking Chris with my short sword. Attack the one next to him.
So this one here?
Yeah,
Okay.
The ruse is in full effect.
just to keep up the illusion.
Wow, that hits. It is not looking good.
That is all.
That is all. It is now the Raven's turn.
All right. Well,
Both the raven.
Nevermore.
short sword.
As you whiff into the air and you miss. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm going to try to move behind Ort, even though I know it'll be an opportunity of attack.
Yep, so he's going to go ahead and try to take a bite out of you as you run. Oh, a 20.
Fuck balls.
Block balls.
4 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, you make it, so it only takes 3 points of damage, of poison damage, so total is 7.
Wait, which is it?
Or half as much damage on the successful one.
Yeah.
So 4 points of piercing damage and 3 points of poison.
So it's 9, so it should only be 4.5. Yes.
It's a total. It is 4 points of piercing damage.
And
That's
5 points of poison. That's 9. So 4.5.
no.
If
The
it's
four-
half.
No matter what, you're taking 4
You
points
get,
of
yeah,
piercing
you
damage.
get that. You get the piercing no matter what. The poison damage is what's that.
The poison damage is what you're having, which is 5, and unfortunately in D&D, half of 5
rounds up.
is 3.
Yeah.
What I thought always rounded down.
Nope.
It's alright. I'm
Oh.
incapacitated.
You're unconscious,
Yes.
and you are rigid.
Oh, that's awkward.
Mm-hmm. This spider is gonna come up and go after.
Can someone get Glenn his big notebook?
This big spider is gonna go after Vanitas and is going to attack. Oh my god, another 20. Shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be round down.
Is it? Alright, 2
Yeah.
points of damage then. Are you still up?
No.
Hey, it was worth a shot. I was like, I thought it said it had round down.
I only had 5 hit points. So
Okay, so
con save, right?
yes. She fails, so she has a total of 5 points of piercing and 5 points of poison.
Well, that was the right person. 10.
Yeah, so total,
Okay.
10 total. This spider here is going to go after you, Nort. A 21. Jesus Christ. I am just murdering you all.
Ouch.
Constitution saving throw? Alright, you made that. So you take 6 points of piercing and 2 points of poison. This one, seeing this big Goliath of a creature, is going to go ahead and attack him. A 5. It was only a matter of time, right?
Right on.
A miss. And finally, 2 is going to go... I don't know what he's going to do, because I don't think he's... Well, no, you bit into him, so I think he's going to notice at this point.
Hmm?
You bit him, so I'm figuring he's
I
going to...
bit. That's this one?
Oh, I thought you bit this one.
No. I bit the one. That's
Ah.
right front north.
Ah, okay. Well, either way, he's going to...
And it was by accident.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to do another intelligence check. Yeah, he's still stupid. You see him, he starts crawling up into the ceiling, high up into the ceiling, and that's what he's gonna do. Alright, it is your turn. Nameless. The nameless one.
I mean, at this point, I guess I'll keep attacking that same one I did before.
Okay.
Right there to the right of North.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll feed those into a notepad so I don't have to type them out again.
A 7? That is
Yep.
shitty. That unfortunately misses as he's like... It is now the spider's turn. He's going up to Glenn's body, and you see him start wrapping with webbing.
That ain't cool.
He's
Getting the
on...
Frodo treatment.
Yeah.
Getting the full Frodo up.
It is now the Piper's turn.
The full frontal Frodo.
Eh.
That make it awkward? I think that made it awkward. Jeez.
He is.
Moo.
You feel powerful.
Oh shit. I'm the wrong character. Fuck me. I have a disadvantage on attacks, so
No, you don't. It's only if it goes back to if you go down to 0 and get hit points back.
all right. Then I'm gonna freak the fuck out and start stabbing this motherfucker right in front of me.
Unfortunately, you're freaking out too much and you completely miss him.
Okay.
Ah!
I haven't hit them one time.
Victus, it is your turn.
All right. I will continue to go for the one that dares to attack the bard.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Reckless attack.
Okay. Unfortunately, both misses.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Really?
you guys, you're just missing. Vanitas, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw with advantage this time. Okay, so it's enough for her to like get out of her stupor. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the first fuzzy motherfucker in front of me.
Oh god, is that me?
Again, the one I recognize. Shake it up.
I mean, at this point, does she recognize any of us? Let's be fair.
Holy shit. Yeah, you hit her. I don't know why you have advantage, but hey, either way.
Didn't matter.
Doesn't
25,
matter.
25. Okay.
5. Poof, poof, poof. Nord, it is your. Are you staying where you are?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay where I am, but I'm gonna hunter's mark the guy in front of me,
Okay.
and then I'll hit him with my short sword. Should I do that with advantage or no? No, that's
No,
just
it's
hunter.
just. Yeah,
Never
you
mind.
hit. And you just stab him into his abdomen, and it just splat. Dead.
Right in the thorax.
Right in the thorax. It's dead.
Excellent.
Raven, I need you to make a Oh no, actually you don't. You're stable, but you can't move.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was brought down by poison damage, he's just paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
Paralyzed for an hour no matter what.
This spider is going to continue to go after Vanitas. 17 hit her?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
totally.
Constitution saving throw? Glenn?
Constitution save.
I just didn't know. For her, yeah.
Oh, I gotta make sure this time. Actually,
Yeah, she makes it. So it's 6 points of piercing plus 3 points of poison.
she is incapacitated.
Oh no. This spider is dead. This spider is gonna continue going after Victus.
Bring it, meat.
Oh, a 7. Misses.
I love it. Chip your teeth on my armor.
And you don't hear anything, this one moving around. It is now the nameless one's turn.
I will turn my attention to this one.
Okay.
Knocked out.
That hits.
Hit. Piercing damage. Yeah, isn't that the same crap I rolled last time?
2, and he is currently, by all your means, dead, but more or less unconscious. I'm going to assume you guys would finish them off either way.
Yeah.
This one is still wrapping him up. Piper, your turn.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and try to stab the one in front of me again. Jesus
Miss.
Christ.
Squish. Victus, your turn.
Reckless attack on the one still attacking the bard.
Yeah,
That's more like
holy shit.
12.
Yeah, you splat this one, just dead.
Oh god, good. Fuck that spider.
She is currently on. Vanitas is currently unconscious. Nort, what are you doing?
I'll switch the Hunter's Mark to do the spider that's encasing Glenn.
Okay.
And then I'll hit him with my short sword.
That
Nope.
unfortunately misses. But you
Accidentally hit
definitely
Glenn
got
in the
his
face.
attention now. Glenn is still unconscious. This one is dead. This one is dead. This one is still alive. This one goes down the ceiling. Has had enough time to look around and notice that this spider is not acting like everyone else and decides to finally fucking attack you, Chris.
That's what I do as a spider. Who, me?
Who, me? You wouldn't hit you wouldn't hit a spider with glasses, would you?
No, ain't nobody here but us spiders.
15 hit him.
AC is 13, so yes.
5 points of piercing, and I'm gonna say you get half the poison damage unless you want to make the con save. It doesn't. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you don't make it, but you at least take only half the poison since you're resistant to it. So
That puts me at
10 points of damage against you.
10 point. Okay, so I have 1 hit point left as a spider. Fair enough.
You say, damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Okay.
Damn, it feels good to be an arachnid.
It is now your turn.
I do the exact same thing he did to me right back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll take that.
That hits.
I
Yeah.
know what you are, but what am I?
There. Ooh, nice damage on the piercing.
Yeah, he's dead. You ate his head off. Your mandibles just ripped him to shreds.
Benita's just her eyes open wide. She's just kind of like,
She's still it's more like she's there. She's conscious, but she can't see. She can't move.
Then I turn towards Glenn's character in anticipation to start digesting all the webbing that's already put on him.
It is now its turn. It, seeing that it's being attacked, and was like, hey, motherfucker, I'm busy, is going to go ahead and attack you, Nort.
Say what again?
Yeah. 16?
what? Again.
What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw. Alright, at least you made that.
I believe so.
6 points of piercing and 3 points of poison damage. guys are getting hurt more than I thought you guys would. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
It's 5 spiders. What are you guys doing?
Well, I'm still at full hit points.
Fuck you, Tony.
I'm still at full hit points plus 1 technically.
Derek, what are you at?
I'm at 4.
Oh. It is now the Piper's turn. Just nothing but dead spiders everywhere.
Sing us the song about the spider.
I don't have a ranged weapon, so I'm gonna point to the rest of the group, or I'm gonna point to the spider and then look at the rest of the group and say, it has a dick foot. No, seriously, spiders have a penis in it.
I look at one of my legs.
And obviously casting Vicious Mind.
Okay, DC 10, Wisdom save. Wisdom is not bad on them.
No, it's not. They already saved once on
Oh,
me.
5.
Vicious.
Shit.
Of course, I hit them with the Vicious Mockery.
Yeah.
Try all the other shit. Doesn't.
Nothing else works, but the Vicious Mockery works every time.
Good. He's got disadvantage now. Fuck him.
Cutting words.
Okay. Is that it?
I imagine that it looks down at the end of its feet
Mm-hmm.
the way that, like, you know, like the stereotypical, like, stoner, like, I have hands, man.
What you talking about, man?
That's what I'm
You're in my web.
All right. It is now Victus's turn. What are you doing?
I will run over to this one.
Yeah, you probably have enough. This is much smaller than, this is why I like this better, because then you get a general idea, and I could tell you whether you'll be close enough or too far away. This leaves me a little bit more leeway.
And let's get reckless.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. Yeah, you kill this thing. There's nothing left of it. And you guys are out of combat. 2 unconscious people.
I look at the rest of the group and say that was like a guy dipping his testicles in glitter. Pretty nuts.
And
really green.
to tell you the truth, we're going to take 15 minutes here, and then we'll get back into this. How's that sound?
Perfecto!
Perfecto.
Molto
All right, we'll
bene.
be back in 15. We're back. Boom! Boom! We're back.
Savannah?
I'm glad the first thing was me coughing.
Woo!
Shit.
Is everything okay?
I'm feeling pretty fly for a white guy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, things aren't looking very good for these, for you guys at this point.
No.
Great.
You have, you guys are basically, there's webbing all over the place. You've got 2 players who are completely paralyzed and down.
And another who's one more hit away from being down himself.
What do you want to
Thank
do?
you.
I will try to bind their wounds the best I can.
I mean, I think it depends. Like, are we gonna try to take a long? Not.
A long
I-
rest?
Strongly advocate the long rest.
I mean,
'Cause
I
get my
personally
rages
can keep
back, you
going.
guys get your spells back, and everyone gets healthy.
You guys can. It seems relatively quiet where you are right now. You guys can take a long rest in here. So who would be taking first watch?
First rest.
Conscious
I'll
guy
take-
that doesn't have any missing any hit points.
Yeah, I'm not missing any hit points, and I'm still at full spell, so I'll join him on the first watch.
Okay. Tony and Tony and Chris, go ahead and make perception checks.
Ah, sorry.
It's about as bad as my perception actually can get.
All right. You guys relatively stay quiet. And it is quiet for the first couple hours. You don't hear any movement besides the occasional drip of water. Who is taking second watch?
Who else is not hurt? / not unconscious / not paralyzed.
Well, I mean, after first watch, everybody's not paralyzed.
Right.
True. Nort's feeling okay.
All right, and
Just feel it's a long rest.
and this you'll all get your long rest here. This is just a matter
I'll take the second watch.
Okay.
Also, I don't think my construct sleeps, does he?
No, he doesn't. It's more like he shuts down.
Yeah, he hibernates.
Okay.
It might be like the elf. What's the elf take? An hour, is that? If I remember correctly?
It's like
I don't remember
meditation.
what the elf reverie is.
I think the elf was like after an hour, you're considered long rested. Maybe a couple hours.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 hours, and it's like half of the 8-hour time. But it still doesn't. You still need the full 8 hours rest, regardless.
Cool.
You just may not be
Elves
sleeping.
don't. I don't know about the constructs. Elf stuff.
Mm-hmm. And you guys don't want to talk or say anything with each other as during this break. I'm giving you guys the opportunity for some like character-driven conversation or anything like that.
They all went down pretty quick.
Yes. I've seen those spiders before in the woods up north, but I never actually dealt with them face to face. Only just observing them.
I was talking about the rest of our group.
Oh, yes, them too.
I saw them up north as well, just wandering around.
Why did you want to kill our group? Why were we up north? I don't know.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
Okay.
The construct and the socially awkward person from up north.
Yeah. Constructing the socially awkward.
As you guys are talking, with that perception check of an 18, you start looking around, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And you noticed for a brief second, and maybe it's something in the back of your just the side view of your eye, you saw like a blink of light like shine through a little bit of the webbing in the distance. Like it was just like a blink.
Does it set off my danger sense?
Not danger sense, but it's definitely alien. It seems really weird. Like it's like unnatural light. Like you've seen like light from like magic and stuff. It still has some sort of elemental look to it, and you're just kind of like, well, that was just alien looking. It was, if I was going to give you a perception of what it would be like, it would look like you as a person would recognize it today as an LED light blinking. And those don't look exactly natural. So it was this bright green blink.
Do you see the bright green blink?
What? Oh.
You wait about 3 more minutes, and you see the blink again.
There it was.
I saw it that time.
Okay.
What was that?
Oh no.
And
I've woken up yet.
yeah, you guys start waking up. You take your rest. I'm just trying to keep it like a little bit of a time going on.
Warn them about the green.
Well, no, I just meant because my sleep is shorter. So.
Right. You may be awake during the whole time. You're just resting. So it's the second group is Derek and who else?
Probably me, since my rest will be over.
Nort and the Piper are standing watch. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
We
I'll
obviously
make sure I tell
pass
about
off.
the green.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you do definitely see that blinking light in the corner, in the webbing. It's kind of like spreading out a little bit, like it's not moving or anything, but it looks like it's going through webbing. It's kind of like displacing the light a little bit and spreading it out. And then you also you hear in the distance, and I mean far, like probably what you would guess to be the opening of the cave. You hear the flapping and this large roar rattle the cave for a split second. It's in the distance, though. It's just far enough, Nort, for you to kind of hear it. It's kind of like a low grumble. Like you're so far into the cave that you don't know what it was. You just hear this grumbling sound, this roar, and it goes into nothing.
Since we didn't really get to play last time, can you refresh my memory on why we're in this cave? I know we met somebody at the dock.
You're told that there's a possible dragon in this cave.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, okay. Now I just hadn't written a note. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a dragon prone to thievery.
As dragons do.
Yeah.
Can I
Shiny
roll
things.
for stealth and kind of, not kind of, but do kind of perimeter check?
You can go ahead, yeah.
I have curiosity as a base instinct, so I'm going to investigate the green blinky light.
Okay. You stealth along, Nord. You don't want to get too far away from your group.
Yeah, it's not more like chasing after the sound. It's just like there's a big ass sound. I just want to run around and make sure we're good.
You're not too worried at this point. You don't hear anything coming your way or anything. And it just gets quiet again, and that's about it for you. Like, you go out the distance a little bit away, about maybe 50 to 100 feet away, maybe 50 feet, maybe 100 feet away, and you don't hear anything. Brandon, so what you do is you every 3 minutes you see this blink, basically. It's like a split second blink, and you go over and you see all this webbing and you see that blinking light again. What do you want to do?
I want to try to cut around that blinking light into the webbing with my dagger.
Okay.
Like, I want to try, basically I'm trying to, like, excavate it, like expose what's making that light.
Okay, so you start exposing the light a little bit, and as you start pulling away and you start ripping it apart, and you see a door, but it's not anything. I want you to make. No, you don't know what it is. You see this wall basically that's flat, but it's completely different than the rest of the rock face. If you saw it as modern day, you would say it's like a sliding door or a door that would move up or to the sides.
Do I recognize it as mechanical?
Go ahead and do a history check with disadvantage.
Okay.
It's hard to tell. You do notice as you start investigating and looking though, it's right in the center. There's a line going down and you feel kind of a slight breeze underneath, and there's definitely a line down the center of these two flat wall.
Well, I have a construct that travels with me that I don't know if he knows about mechanics, but he is mechanics, so I'm going to go talk to the construct.
Okay.
I'm going to go get him to take a look at this thing.
Sure. So you see the construct. He's basically, there's no glowing lights where his eyes would be normally. You're used to this now. You know what he is. You know what's going on with him. You know that he's just resting. He's sleeping.
Yeah, he's conserving energy.
Conserving energy. What do you do to wake him?
I'm going to gently rap on the top of his head.
And Victus, big guy, you suddenly feel a tink, 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 tink. And that rattling sound kind of wakes everybody a little bit too. Tink, 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 tink. What do you say to him, Piper?
I tell him that I need his assistance.
Yes, Lord.
I walk him over to the blinking light.
Okay. And you see this, so Tony, you see this light and you see what look like it's you come up to it and you knock on that, you kind of like touch the door and it goes ting, like metal almost, flat. And you see that there is down the middle of this thing is just one like indentation in the center, and you feel a slight breeze coming from underneath it.
I think it's a door.
Make a history check, Tony.
History.
Just a normal history check. Oof. You just don't quite get it. You see this pad on the right side, and you see the blinking light blink again, but above it is this black onyx. It looks almost like glass on the side there, and you just don't get it. You don't know what's going on. So basically what you see is this black onyx square above, and then below it you see a blinking light, and you see another like weird circular thing that looks like it would light up because it matches the same size as the other light source, but it's not lighting up. So basically there's two light sources, but only the one is lighting up.
Can I move the one that's lighting up?
No, you can't move them. They're in the right below the onyx, in the stone, more or less, in the metal. If I was gonna say anything, so I didn't want to metagame this here. It looks like it would be a fingerprint scanner or something of that nature, and there's 2 lights underneath.
Put my hand on it.
Well, your character wouldn't know what to do. It just sees this black onyx thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't react. Nothing happens, though. If he does.
I try hitting the light, the source of the light, like touching it.
Nothing happens. You just block the light.
What about the other one that looks similar?
You just touch it, nothing happens there.
All right, I'm just going to touch things.
All right, as you start touching the and then you put your finger on the black onyx thing, stone. It's the best you can put it, and you hear a and then it blinks to the left, red. The one light that wasn't working finally blinks red, and you're like, what the hell?
That's good.
But nothing happened beside that.
I tried to do the same thing he just did.
No reaction whatsoever.
I alert the rest of the party to this thing because I think it's interesting.
Okay.
And I've pretty much woken them all up anyway.
All right, so full break has ended, and you see that you guys have ripped away a bunch of this webbing, and you see this basically these 2 slabs against each other. What you would consider metal, but it's solid like stone against each other, and you feel slight breezes underneath. And you see this, what would be considered like a pad, with what you would think like it looks like glass. It's a little bit stronger than glass. Underneath you see the 2 lights. But you only see one lighting up. If I was going to metagame and say that, this is something...
I walk over and, like, as I'm showing them, put my finger on the like, black onyx again.
Okay, and it blinks. The other light comes on and blinks red, and it doesn't work. You just hear
I cast Detect Magic.
It's not any magic you've felt before or sensed before. All you know is that it's extremely old. Extremely old. It feels like all the magic, Chris, that you've ever known, but feels so distant at the same time.
The Raven tries to round and inspect a round object.
Okay.
But before he does it, he decides that he wants to do it stealthily.
All
in
right.
case he needs.
You really don't see anything of difference. Even though no one is really paying attention to you as you're looking around. But
Okay. Then he too puts his hand on the thing. Whatever.
yeah, I was
blinking.
just gonna say, you have this sudden urge to want to touch it, Glenn. You don't know why. And as you touch it, the black onyx thing with your finger, it goes and turns, the other light turns a bright green, and it lifts up and disappears, and you see something in a language you see above it. Suddenly there's dust, and you move stuff around, and you see another bright light, and you see what would be equivalent to what you could see as a screen, and it's freaking you out. For some reason, you see all this happening, and Piper and the big guy and them, they look and you see this language and it makes no sense. All of you see this language that is just, it looks like weird symbols. Does anybody want to do a linguistics check or wisdom?
Sure. I mean, I'll see if I recognize it.
Yeah, I mean, here are, I think this posted, those are my languages.
Okay, you'll need to make a, Tony and Glenn, I want you to make an intelligence check. Glenn, you just take a regular intelligence check. Tony, you take it with advantage. Not a save, but a...
Yeah, just a skill check.
The rest of you you can't recognize it. You don't know what it is. Tony, you recognize this kind of... It's so familiar. It's on the tip of your tongue, so to speak. You see what would be the equivalent of code. 100010110001010001001, and you kind of recognize it. You feel like it's part of you. It feels like you should know more about this, but you can't quite grasp it this time. Glenn, for some reason, you completely understand it. It's as if it was innate in you. And what it says is, place hand in receptacle.
I look at.
Well, I should say place hand. I shouldn't say receptacle, but place hand in the space provided.
Okay. I turn to the group and just look really quiz. I scratched my head a little bit and it's like, I mean, I think I know it's asking of us, but I'm not sure that it will work with me. I mean, it's calling for someone to do something with their hand, the hand of a certain size, almost needs to be twice the size of mine to make it work.
It doesn't. No, it isn't that.
No, Aaron, just go with me here.
Okay.
and that you're supposed to put it in this thing, but my hand doesn't. I mean, it tells me it's too small.
Okay.
I need someone
Mine
else.
might fit.
You know what? Let me let me figure it out. Okay, go ahead.
So he goes ahead and puts his hand in. Nothing happens.
Oh, thank God. At least I know that wasn't going to go horribly wrong. Thanks. And I go ahead and I move over and I put my hand in.
Okay. So as you put your hand in, you see the whole space light up in it, in the square box. And as it does, you see these needles suddenly go and hit your fingertips. and you feel blood drip down. And then you see on the top, you see what it looks like it's saying processing. And you're kind of weirded out by it. It's weird. And then all of a sudden you hear a...
I basically scream in primordial. Fuck balls. That hurt.
And you bring your hand back, and it's processing, and you see the door, what would be the equivalent of elevator doors, go open up, and you see a small space.
I look at everybody else. I hate to say this, but it's also calling for someone with a body much larger than mine to go in for. It is just. I can't deny that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and. Not very good.
Do a deception check, Glenn.
Okay.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
I go in.
I'll go.
Damn it.
Do you guys all go in, or who else goes in?
Two big guys go in.
Nothing happens.
Just let out a big sigh. Well,
Let's try one at a time. You leave first.
okay.
I go in by myself.
Nothing happens.
I go out. Your turn.
Okay.
Nothing happens. Except for a little bit of a as your weight is weighing down on this thing. It feels like it's really uneasy underneath.
I look back and say, "Are you sure on this translation?"
I try walking in.
Nothing happens. The doors open and there's bright light with the equivalent of what would be
Vanitas decides to walk in by herself.
Nothing happens.
I look around on the inside.
It looks like incandescent light. It's light you've never seen before. It's the closest you could get to see clerics and their light, that bright white light, but it seems so alien above your heads.
All right.
And you see one kind of blinking off and on a little bit.
So I look at everybody and I may have missed a piece of the translation. It says 5 to 6 able large bodies need to go in. So maybe we all have to go.
How big is this room?
It's enough to fit you guys in there.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone in, and I'll watch just in case anything comes out.
Okay, so are you going to be the last person to walk in, Glenn?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone goes in, and you kind of sit there and kind of look around, and nothing happens. As you walk in, Glenn, suddenly behind you the doors close, and you feel suddenly that you're moving down. Just
I didn't do it.
Elevator.
It would be equivalent of an elevator, yes.
I am sorry, everybody.
As you guys go down, for at least a good 2-3 minutes, you're going down relatively slow. It's not what you feel is just the sudden sensation is your ears pop as you're going deeper and deeper, and suddenly the movement stops, and you feel a little bit of a give because of the weight of Victus is just, it's just on the edge of its end of what it could handle. There's a hard thump, and it opens. And you see an open space in front of you. You see a figure sitting in what looks like a chair. A very large figure. And then a distance a little bit away is a what looks like skeletal bless you.
Sorry.
Skeletal remains laying to the right of the thing sitting in the chair.
Someone's very excited
So
about the skeleton.
I look for a light switch.
As the
Kid
door
just peed.
opens, you do see a light flicker over top, and it's looks like fluorescent bulbs. It'd be the equivalent of what we see as fluorescent bulbs overhead, but they haven't been used in centuries, hundreds and thousands of years, possibly. It's amazing that they even work, maybe. And you see this space, and you see that creature laying there. You see this body laying there, skeletal remains, and you see this, what looks like a construct, much like Victus, in the chair. And then in the distance, you, not far away, a little bit farther away, you see this, what looks like more of these black onyx glass looking things, and this screen, like what would be equivalent of like screens. And you see buttons everywhere. If you could explain what buttons would be for you guys, you don't know what this is, but it looks like switches and buttons ahead of them. What do you do?
Well, I prepare to go into stealth and investigate with at least the body in front of me.
I am so curious. I do not think to stealth and go inspect the construct that looks like a larger version of Tony.
Okay. So, as you guys walk into the room, the lights get a little bit brighter. And you notice that several of those black onyx stones that are ingrained in this flat metal that seems very intricate and beautiful in the sense that, you know, like it's so, it has no imperfections. You've never seen metal or anything like that, you know, unless it was magical in that sense. Encasing this black onyx, what you can see equivalent if it's as smooth as black onyx. And you see that's really about it. Brandon, as you start moving forward, you start looking at the body of the construct. It looks very similar to Victus, in the sense that the metal plating is very similar. But he's much smaller. You know, the big guy, he's huge. This guy's like a miniature version of him. And as you start looking closer, you see suddenly, out of nowhere, a thing pop out of his chest. This orb just go starts moving around, much like in Star Wars: A New Hope, where he's testing he's practicing with a lightsaber. You know that it's just this orb, and it has this one singular eye that's very similar to 2001: A Space Odyssey, with a red dot glows up and just moves around a little bit. And then it turns and looks at you all, and you see kind of like it almost looks like it just, and it looks up and down at all you guys, and it sees Victus and bolts towards him. What do you do?
I just take a defensive stance.
I
put my hand out towards Victus as if to say it's okay. But I don't know if it's okay. So I'm guessing that's a deception.
Okay. Victus, what do you do?
I just take a defensive stance and see what it does.
Okay. It suddenly engraves into your chest, as if it was meant to be there all along. You always notice there was an indentation there in your chest area, and you're like, that's... But you never question it or anything of that nature. Is you never really paid that much attention to it. And it completely locked in, spun around, and its eye stared back out. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Wisdom saving throw with...
With disadvantage.
Oh.
Ooh. Suddenly, everyone looks, you disappear, and you guys hear this voice come out of him going, "Hello. I see you have new visitors."
I kind of walk up to the construct that's been traveling with me, but I have that like dog inquisitive look, like my head's like tilted to the side, and I'm just perplexed but intrigued.
Well, mind my manners. I should introduce myself. I am Atreus. I've been here a very long time. I'm unfortunate, I don't know how long, but I see you seem like a very rambunctious bunch. What are you here for? You
I
Victus,
don't
you can't do
purposefully
anything.
ignore it talking to me, but while it's talking to me, I'm just kind of looking around at how it's connected itself to the construct's chest.
Mm-hmm. Victus, at this point, you hear everything. You understand everything, but you are not controlling anything.
I can't respond.
You can't respond, and maybe you could say something to him, but you don't know how to do it at this point.
Okay.
You're kind of stuck at this point, and maybe in time you don't know though. And he goes, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. It's just been so long, and I unfortunately cannot speak for myself. And please, and you hear in the back of your head, Victus, I apologize. Give me a moment. I'll give you your freedom in one moment. He goes, what did I say the name was again? I totally blanked on it.
Atreus.
Atreus. Like I said, my name is Atreus. Unfortunately, I have to use your good friend here. And he takes a second. Victus. Victus. That is great. That's a strong name. No wonder he chose it for himself. I unfortunately have to use him as a vessel to speak to you all. I'm glad you came, and maybe we could be of great assistance together.
I'm still like enraptured with this whole thing, and I just look at it and say, interesting. A construct with advanced intelligence.
Oh, but I wouldn't say me the construct. He's the construct. I am but a and I'm picking up my notes here. Blah 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 blah. I am but a docent.
I'm gonna ask what a Dawson is.
Well, it is what you see, a sphere, nature metal sphere, and it's if you wanted to say a construct of high intelligence, then yes, that would probably prompt. Unfortunately, I do not work well without your friend Victus, as it were. You see, if anything, much like a parasite working alongside, a agreed upon acceptance of working together. As you can see, the constructs are not exactly the smartest creatures around, as you know.
Hey, who's one body, right?
I just kind of give it a second, and I'm like, yes, I can see how that relationship would work.
I can take over his intellectual help and maybe of historical help. There is benefits to having me around. And I will also be of assistance when I can.
I don't know if I can detect deception in a robot, but I want to see if he's lying.
Sure, go ahead.
I, this entire time, have been, like, backed into the corner of the elevator with my shield and made my spear because all this technology just frightens the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm. You have...
Oh, God, seriously.
He is right as rain. He is telling so much truth, it's ridiculous to you.
I ask him about the area we're in. I ask him where we are. I guess I'll put it that way.
And he takes a moment and you hear this. Unfortunately, my memory has degraded. I currently do not have that information for you. Is there any other questions you'd have?
Can you tell me about your creators?
And you hear a second, and he goes, I get the Great Old One, but that's all I have. It's been so long. I'm sorry, my friends. It's been so long. I've been so degraded over time that it comes and goes. Maybe with time, maybe I will know more. But I could be of some assistance in your future, if you care. And he does talk to you, and basically here's what he gives you guys, okay? And I will leave him somewhat under your control, Tony. Are you there, Tony? Shit. Am I losing everybody? Brandon?
Oh, weird. Why is my camera off?
I don't know, your camera was off for a while there.
Oh, that's super strange.
All right, Tony, you there?
I was just getting a cup of coffee while y'all talked.
Okay. Well, Tony, you're overhearing all this stuff, and here's the three things he can do for you. Okay. He can cast Detect Magic at will. Okay.
Useful.
Yes. It would also can make a wisdom medicine check on you, Tony, as a character. And if you go unconscious, can stabilize you with a proper medicine check. If he doesn't, he can and maybe possibly take control of you if the situation accounts for it, needed. And then finally, he has a intelligence check for Arcana at +7.
Ah,
And I will give you that information when the time comes. But he's more or less a part of you and will be associated with you, Victus, in that sense. He can only talk through you, so it may switch back and forth when the time comes and when it's appropriate. Maybe over time, you guys could become stronger, but at this point, you don't know.
okay.
Okay?
I wish I had failed that check.
He starts looking around, like the eye you see starts moving around a little bit, and he goes and looks over at the raven, and he goes, "Ah, I seem to recognize you. What is your name?" And he points at you, Raven. Kind of like he points his hand over to you. Who are you?
My friends call me Raven.
Oh, Raven. Your race, your type. What do they call you now?
Mean. I just said Raven.
Oh no, I meant your race. What do they call you?
I mean, I'm not one for running, but I will run if I have to.
Oh, okay. Well, you probably you're what you call a Ignosi, right?
Sure.
We will have to talk later. Till then, over on the console over there, and he points over. You see, he goes, "You see that armband over there?"
Looks expensive.
You are the only one can use it.
And how do you know that?
And you hear a moment of... Fortunately, I don't know why, but you're the only one that can do it. Only you. Only of your kind can use it, I should say. What do you do,
Okay.
Lon? Do you pick up this item?
You expect me to pick it up and put it on? Yes?
Well, you do what you want. I just assumed maybe you could possibly use it.
Fine. We had the thing up and down and shiny hand. Why not? Guess we'll see. I walk over to it, I put it on,
Okay, and it's a bracer.
and I put up
It-
my hands.
Yeah, so it's a giant. It's like it fits onto your left arm. It's like the size of a bracer. It's just this. It looks like exactly like a bracer, but it has no spot where you'd put like latching and stuff on. It's more like this like material that's really stretchy, and you're not used to it. And then you see another part that you pull, and it makes a sound. and you put it back on, and it tightens. You've never seen this type of material. It's the equivalent of Velcro. You've never really seen it before. I don't think anybody has. This elastic material, and you put it on, and you resize, and it fits perfectly on your wrist. And nothing happens, though. It just kind of sits on the wrist, and he goes, interesting. Give it time, and something should happen. Something should happen, I promise you. Till then, what are you guys doing here? What is going on?
We were looking for a dragon, actually.
Did you say a dragon?
Yes, at least according to the gentleman who hired us to investigate it.
Interesting. Those are far dangerous, aren't they?
Yes, one could say that.
Well, yeah, you might want to run more than fight them, wouldn't you?
Depending on the dragon, yes.
All right, but we'll just see how it goes, shall we? And then you hear in the back of his your head, Victus. He goes, "I'm so sorry, my friend. I will always ask for your permission from now on. Please feel free to ask any questions or anything that you need."
So am I me again?
And all you guys hear is, "So am I me again?"
Okay. Ask him if there's anything else useful in this.
I asked Victus how he feels.
Well, strange.
It would be strange.
It's had something embed itself in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Voices.
Yep. It is really strange. And you hear in your voice, his back of your head, Victus, because you asked that question. No one hears it, but you hear. He goes, "Nothing of note at this point. It just nothing seems to be working anymore." And you see in your eyes suddenly, like, as you see, like, it looks like almost like the scanned the room. Something you've never known that you could do, but it can. It scanned the room. It goes, "Unfortunately, you won't get any more information other than me. It is, things are broken, as it were." Say again?
Can we fix it?
I highly doubt it. I think you're more prone to the idea of breaking things, as it were.
Yeah. Get out.
Say again?
How do we get out?
And at this time, all you guys hear is, "How do you get out?" You have this whole conversation, and you don't hear anything else. It's all this one-sided conversation. And he goes, "Well, the way you came, obviously."
Oh. Dragon the Rift. Here now.
You keep cutting out, Tony. I don't know what's going on.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. What were you saying?
Was there always a dragon here, as far as you know, or is this a new development?
I unfortunately do not know. I was not active until someone walked into this room. If there is, I'd say tread lightly, wouldn't you?
Yeah. All right. To the group, we should go.
Excellent. Let's go. As you guys hear this one-sided conversation, it's like as if somebody was on the phone using like a Bluetooth headset on the one-eared headset.
So now the barbarian's stupid and crazy.
As Tony approaches the elevator, I reach out with my spear and just like, like prod the thing in his chest just lightly.
All right. Like that.
I'm keeping a distance. Like, I'm not like attacking it. I'm just like, poking the dead body type thing. Like, what is this?
And you hear like the glass, like, and then suddenly she goes, you hear him say to you, he goes, if you don't mind, one moment. Please do not do that. I'm rather fragile at times. If you don't mind.
Do you want me to poke in the chest?
And you hear his voice, and then you poke him in the chest.
I turn into a cat and curl up behind somebody's leg into the furthest corner of the elevator.
I'm still poking at this.
Take my tactics.
Armband.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to pick something small on my list. A cat is what it is. I turn to a cat and corner behind somebody's leg, just like terrified of what just happened. Everything.
Pout next to him and say, "Fucking hipster."
Tony, he in the back of your head, you hear him say, "Did you want to see what I see?"
Sure.
And as soon as he says that, you see sudden auras of everyone around you. Vanitas grows a bright green aura around her. Piper, yours is a orangish yellow as it just kind of radiates out, and it's if you could explain musical in nature in its best visual aspect, it would be. And everyone seems to have this. Anybody that is have some sort of energy about them, except like Nort has some sort of energy. It's greenish in color. Blue has exactly that. It's blue in nature. The Raven, yours is a tinted of purple tone to it, and Vanita's is of course the green. You see this aura around them, and I don't know how you feel about that. You're kind of freaked out, I would assume.
What am I? Why are they all out?
It is their magical auras is for what you think is a magic, is it? Right, magic?
Magic. So, someone has aura.
And you look down, and yours is, you're covered in it. It's of a brownish color, but it is there, and it is all over you. And he goes, "Don't be afraid, my friend. You were created. So you use this magic, as it were. You are made of this magic."
Made of magic?
Well, it's how you get around, isn't it? It's how you talk, it's how you breathe, it's how you move around. You don't usually see inanimate objects start walking and talking, do you not?
Hold it. 500 years, I've shit.
You're breaking up, Tony. I'm sorry.
I said, well, not all the time, but after 500 years, I've seen some shit.
500 years is a long time. Unfortunately, my memory lapses about a couple centuries, I should say.
Oh. Okay. So what can I see my magic, and I see their magic.
Yes.
How will this be useful?
Well, it's not just you that glows in color. There's other items around the world that do the same thing, right?
I suppose, yes.
Well, this could be useful, my friend. So, let's stick together, shall we?
Sounds good.
All right. You guys end up going back on the elevator?
Yes, but I let everyone else go up first, as I see the heavy.
Well, this is actually me as the GM now talking.
Oh.
Do you guys decide to go back on the elevator? It seems like there's no other place left in the room for to leave or anything of that nature.
I just tap on this armband thing a couple more times, and I looked at Tony and, well, and
How much is his armband thing glowing? And does it glow a different color than he does?
Right now, you don't see anything glowing on him. It's the one thing that doesn't glow at the moment.
Okay.
And I'll be right back, guys. One moment.
Yield carpal tunnel.
Really thinking I
Glenn's
needed...
magic item is literally a carpal tunnel bracelet.
I thought he said it was an armband.
Yeah, but he was basically said it was a stretchy material with Velcro.
It's like a mix. It's like a mix between a wrist brace and a Pip-Boy.
Yeah, more or less.
It almost looks like a wrist guard for skating.
Well, that's basically what a carpal tunnel band is.
Yeah.
It's got the little plastic brace in there.
What are you guys saying?
Saying that Glenn has ye old carpal tunnel wrist braces as magic item.
It's more like an oversized, maybe an oversized, if you were going to say what it is, it may be an oversized Apple Watch.
Okay, so you were more right with Pip-Boy, got it.
I'm really hoping that it does something. I just keep staring at it.
Okay. Do you guys head back onto the elevator?
Did you say there was more of those screens things in the room?
There are. Did you want to...
I walk over and I put my hand on all of them.
Nothing seems to happen. You see a couple of them are shattered or broken in many pieces.
Do I just want to do one last investigation and see if I just notice anything.
Sure.
Just one more time. Vanitas feels the need to come with me and shadow me like she always does. So she looks too.
Yeah, you don't see anything else of note. This is just that bracer that you're wearing currently, and the Dawson that seems to now be embedded into Victus's chest.
Okay. I go back to our very, very dead friend. Just give him a very under my breath prayer, and then I head into the elevator.
Okay. And you guys all head back to the elevator. Some more supple of you, I'm sure, didn't even leave the elevator.
Oh, I didn't.
Derek, you're not talking. You're muted.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that. I'll go back.
Okay. Did anybody else want to do anything in the room? You good?
They already investigated, right?
Yeah.
He told me there was nothing else left in there.
Alright, I'll get back in the elevator, sadly.
Okay. So you guys, it doesn't move and it doesn't do anything until the Raven comes back in. And as soon as he goes back in the elevator, it starts moving back up again.
The hair on the back of my cat back stands up.
As does Nort.
I see this and awkwardly pet both cats without making eye contact.
You guys head up the elevator again, and it opens back up, and you're back in the space you were before with the webbing everywhere. And what is it you guys do?
Well, if we're back in the same area.
I mean, that was the end of the right-hand tunnel, right?
Yes, it was.
So we gotta go to the left.
I'm not really sure.
Let's go down and around to the left.
Okay.
You come by all the other bodies and everything else going on. It takes another, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. And you guys come back to the fork in the cave.
You said it takes about an hour?
Yeah, it takes about an hour to get back.
Okay. So roughly as we come to the fork, I revert back to my form.
I go into stealth, and I decide that I'll move ahead.
Okay. Go ahead and stealth.
Just stealth to stealth.
Yeah.
You start stealthing ahead into this cave and moving forward. It is quiet. You don't hear anything at this point. What do you guys
I'm gonna do a perception check.
Sure.
Just to see if I see anything.
You don't.
Do I see anything glowing along the corridors?
You guys don't see anything at the moment.
Okay, and proceed ahead carefully.
Okay. About 10 minutes down the way, you start going further down in the cave, and it gets larger and larger, and it comes to a giant opening. This seems to be, I don't know, like 100 feet high cavern, and you come to this large space with stalagmites and what is it? Stalagmites and stalactites, excuse me. Large ones that have been there for centuries. And as you guys go in, you see a large, I'm totally lost for words because I'm losing my mind tonight. An anchor.
It's okay,
I lost mine years ago.
Yes.
I got nothing.
You see a large anchor, probably twice the size of Piper. Probably it's just huge. This huge, large iron anchor, laying on the side as you walk into this cave, and you see. Go ahead.
I ask Atreus to scan the.
You see suddenly your eyes, and he's like, "Oh yes, I don't see anything of huge interest right now."
Okay. Thank you.
But as you're looking around, you see something glisten in the corner.
Something shiny in the corner.
And you see, it just looks like some rare metals. That's all.
We got a glistener.
Well, something shiny. I would go take a look.
You go over there and you see piles of gold and silver. And you see a chest in the on the side there, and you see rubies and gems throughout the whole place.
We have found part of Dragon's hoard. So if we find the riches, the dragon is far away. Just saying.
And what do you guys do? You don't see
this said dragon around at all.
I'm going to investigate the chest, but not open it yet.
Just looks like a chest.
Checking the chest for traps.
Do I really even care that there's gold?
There's a good amount of gold in there. It doesn't look trapped as far as you can tell. I mean, you're not exactly good at traps. That'd be something the Raven would be better at.
I was gonna say, yeah, I look over at the Raven and wave him in on the chest.
Okay. Oh, nothing happened. I use my thieves tool.
Okay.
But nothing happened when I clicked.
I know nothing would happen. You do. I think it's sleight of hand though, isn't it?
If he's proficient, it's D20 plus his proficiency plus his dexterity, I think.
Yeah. So proficiency plus dex.
Plus, yeah. So roll D20 plus whatever those two modifiers are.
Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, okay.
Plus 2 plus whatever your dex is.
D20 plus 3.
Did you say plus 3?
Yeah, my dex is 3.
Okay, so that'd be plus 5.
Plus 2.
I thought you were saying your dex was only plus 1. I was like, man, you're a shit rogue.
Yeah. So 23. Yeah, you don't notice it's trapped. As you open it, you see more silver and gold in there, and you hear Tony. You see it like flash again over, and he goes, "Interesting. You might want to pick up that."
I take it all without thinking.
Okay.
And then I...
Can you carry an entire chest of gold?
And you hear in the back of your head, Victus, do you mind if I take over for 1 moment?
Go ahead.
And all you hear is, go ahead. I was talking about this. And as he walks over, he picks up, and it's this rod. He goes, this could be of use. And then you see him go, chink, and you press a button on the side, and he goes, okay, big guy, try to move it, shall you?
Okay.
And he gives you back control.
I follow his instruction.
You can't move it. It's in the air, moving. It's staying in place. It's just you tried pulling. You can't move it out of place. If you don't mind, it is what we would call an immovable rod, as it were.
Oh.
Every time you click it, it locks it in place. I think you might find some uses for it, should you not?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you actually hear the voices back and forth out of the same mouth. What do you guys do?
Anything else to explore in this cave?
And he goes, stand by 1 moment. And you hear the voice, 1 moment. As he points his hand out, he goes, over there, my friend, over there. And he points to the corner, and there's this sack there.
I tell the guy with no name, maybe you should pick up this gold. I'm gonna go check out that sack. A bit more my size. And I go and I investigate. And I will go investigate that bag.
He goes, you might find that interesting over there. It is a bag that holds many, many things. Some things that could be even more than what you would think.
Okay. I pick up the bag. And I come back to the chest. And I say, forget about it. Big guy, put that in here.
And what
So before he puts all the gold away, can I ask, how much gold are we talking about here?
I mean, it's quite...
Can I
dirty.
Scrooge McDuck it?
Go ahead and do a perception check for me.
I...
A shit ton, Piper, at this point. That's all you know. It's a lot of gold, and it's a lot of silver.
Just tell him, I stand up, I turn around, and I put my dagger. And I start picking my teeth. And I just say, I think we might want to get out of here first. Talk about this later. I am the person that opened up that thingy back there. So
what would I roll to Scrooge McDuck it?
Well, that was the perception check.
Oh, so I've already... Okay. I'm satisfied. I got to Scrooge McDuck a giant pile of gold. So.
Oh, you wanted to dive into it. It's not that much gold. It's just piles of gold. It's not like you're going to be, like, swimming in it. But it's a good amount of build. If you were going to... If you spend about 10 minutes, it's probably around gold, silver, and copper there. About maybe 6,000 to 10,000 pieces of gold.
Oh yeah, we're taking that.
Yeah.
All right. We have a giant construct. He can carry a giant chest full of gold, I think.
So you guys start piling what you can out?
I think we have, I would assume, is a... Can I do an investigation check or a arcana check on this bag?
Sure, go ahead.
I can carry, I think it's 340 pounds.
It's 500 pounds.
What, the gold is?
No, you can... The bag... So what you do know is this is a bag of holding.
Okay.
The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet. The bag weighs 15 pounds, regardless of its contents. Retrieving an item from the bag requires an action.
I'm just saying I can carry 360 pounds by myself without a bag of holding. I don't know about Tony. So, Tony, what's your strength?
An 18, I believe.
18. You can carry 270 pounds.
I believe Tony can carry twice his weight.
Yeah.
Depending on the type of construct. So let me double check though.
I was gonna say if he has the same ability of me as I do, then that's 270 times 2. That would be 540 pounds. Yeah. If he's got the carrying capacity of a large character like I do. Or if it just says twice the weight, which would be the exact same thing, because a large character carries twice what a medium does.
Yeah, you count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and weight you can push, drag, or lift.
Okay, then he's the same as me. So if it's 18, that's he's 540 pounds, and I can carry 360. So between the two of us, we can carry 900 pounds.
Plus whatever we can fit in the bag of holding.
Yeah, so that's 1,500 or 1,400. Yep.
Okay. So do you guys start trying to load up?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
As you guys start loading up and everything, and you start trying to,
I'm not going to load up. I'm going to try to keep watch while Tony and the other character that has actual strength to load up.
Oh,
I don't do manual labor.
Join Brandon, but I'll go for stealth first.
okay. Go
Not the
ahead
manual labor
and
type.
do the stealth for me, Nort. Okay, and you go hide. Piper, since you started first, go ahead and give me a perception check. And then Nort, go ahead and give me a perception
Seriously?
check. Okay. You're busy gathering gold, Raven. As far as I knew, you didn't tell me otherwise. As you're gathering gold, you hear all this noise coming around, and you guys don't notice anything. And then suddenly, the docent turns, the eye turns up and goes to you, and he goes, "Excuse me, my friend, I'm sorry. Something's happening." And he turns you around. And you hear in the distance, as through the opening, you see a large, four-legged creature with giant wings come up. Let me make sure I'm actually explaining what this thing is. Yeah, so what you see is this four-legged, on all four legs. It looks like the wings span around the arms completely. And you see this large tail come whipping around with a pointed edge. It looks like a giant stinger on the end. And you hear this large... And we'll see you in 2 weeks, guys.
This might not work out.
Mm-hmm.
I said no to gold.
I said no to gold.
I did not.
I said no to the gold.
I said no to
I
the
could care less
gold.
about the goal, but somebody asked me to carry things, so I'm helping.
I'm helping. I'm helping.
I'm helping. Due to poor perception rolls, that he came up sneaking up on you guys more or less. He's a large creature, but you know,
Too busy stealing his gold.
too busy stealing his gold. And hopefully you guys will see what's going on next with storyline here.
Sounds good.
We
Good
will.
times.
Hopefully you guys don't have any issues on the 2nd, December 2nd.
I'm down.
I might
Not
have
that I'm
one.
tracking.
I'll see.
What's going? Okay, so we'll see you guys all on December 2nd. All right.
Bye.